Hi, my name's Joe Miller and I'm a professional tutor based here in London. For the past 5 years, I've helped hundreds of students apply to UCL for undergraduate courses. This video is quite special because it's about a brand new course at UCL, the Bachelor's in International Management, that will be running for the first time this year. Because it's such a new course, the website is not fully up to date. It doesn't have all the content that you'd typically see in a course that's been running for a long time. And students are naturally very interested in it, but they have lots of questions about it. So I'm hoping in this video I can clear up a few of those questions and give you some strategies on how to approach your application for this course. It's important to note this course is not the same as UCL's Management Science or Information Systems for Business bachelor's programs. This is different, and therefore please do listen out, especially when I talk about the content of this course, because it will matter for when you write your UCAS statement, your answer to the 3 motivation questions, for when your teachers write your references, and for when you try and develop your supercurricular portfolio of activities outside of school. The first thing to note before I get into the content of this course is that it is academic, like with any UCL course. It requires at least 3 A's at A level, although as with other courses at UCL, we anticipate students needing to get higher than 3 A's in their predicted grades to really stand a good chance of getting an offer. And this isn't just your typical business school or school of management kind of course, in that it's completely career-focused, case-based, learn by doing. There are those kinds of elements here, like you can choose to make it a 4-year program and study abroad. But ultimately, this remains an academic course taught by academic professors, and you therefore really need to understand the content that you're going to learn so that you can put together a really competitive application. The content in the international management is as it says. It is business or management, but with that international aspect. For those of you doing the A level, this would be something like theme 4 in either A level economics or in A level business. So you're going to study modules in things like international HRM, international expansion, whether it be cross-border M&A, overseas joint ventures, outsourcing production to emerging markets. It's also going to be things like different approaches to marketing in an MNC, right? How do we market our product differently in the UK to, say, somewhere like China or India? For my students that are applying now, I'm doing things like giving them case studies that you might do in your undergraduate degree. So maybe a Harvard Business Review case study or even a UCL case study on topics like international expansion, international recruitment, HRM, international operations, and so on. By looking at specific businesses that have undergone international expansion or outsourced their production processes, we can start to weave in some of the frameworks, the theories that you would learn on this course, so that when you apply to the university, you can really show off your interest. I think another thing worth noting is when you go onto the UCL page, there's not a huge amount of information on the courses. You'll see some of them don't yet have hyperlinks. There is some more information on the School of Management course page. I urge you to look at that. I think another thing that I would try and do, and I'm doing with clients at the moment, is try and find the equivalent course at another university, perhaps somewhere like LSE, and look at that course page, because that will give you a good idea of the types of theories, the types of textbooks, and ultimately the wider reading that you're going to do at UCL. It might not be directly the same, but it is likely to be quite similar, given that these courses tend to overlap university to university. In the application itself, it is not enough to simply show off your interest in business and management, like you'll do for your other universities, and then tell them that you are an international person. Perhaps you speak a foreign language, perhaps you come from a foreign country, and so on. You need to understand that this is a different dimension to management altogether. You need to show a niche interest in an area of international management. Like I said, it might be any of those different niche topics that I listed before. These are all listed within the program structure at UCL itself. Please check them out. How can you really show off your interest beyond just doing research and readings? You can enter essay competitions. UCL doesn't have any essay competitions itself, but you can enter others, and then you can perhaps add an international spin onto the way that you answer your question. This isn't always easy going down traditional routes, Marshall essay, John Locke essay, even the LSE Economic Society essay. So you might want to enter an essay competition like Immerse Education's essay competition, which lets you write your own question. Minds Underground is another great source for this, and there are many others. The point is, there are ways that you can really hone your application to international management so that it's still relevant to your other 4 university applications, but which tells UCL and the admissions team that are reviewing your applications that you have a real interest in international management, not just traditional management. Moreover, as with your other university applications, you should still try and develop your supercurricular portfolio in the same ways. Beyond readings, research, essay competitions, which I've just mentioned, you can do research assistantships. This is still a business school type course, so you could do internships and various other things. For most of my clients, I will help them organise these things. We leverage a huge network of past students who have gone on to do all sorts of things in their careers here at the Profs. Finally, I would note this is a new course. As with other new courses, like Imperial's ESB a few years ago, we will learn more about it as time progresses and as we start to see the first students undertake it. We will then learn far more about the way that they teach this course and the type of content that they teach, as well as the typical class profile for this course at UCL. As we have more information, and as some of our applicants from the last cycle enter this course this year, we will put together a blog post where we give you more concrete information on what this course is really about and what they're looking for in the admissions process. Until then, hold tight, make sure you do your research on those international elements and theories and concepts and readings within management. Until then, hold tight, continue your preparation, but focus on those international elements of management, theories, concepts, readings, and so on. Bear those in mind. Review the course structure as it is presented on their website now, and get in touch if you need any specific pointers as to what might be relevant and what might work for your application. As always, if you found this video useful, please do like and subscribe. If you have any pressing questions, please leave a comment below and we'll do our best to get back to you quickly. If you or any of your friends want one-to-one support, please do use the information on screen now so that we can find a tutor suitable for you. Otherwise, good luck with your applications.